Hi guys, it's Chris again from Texas. Thanks for joining me today for this very exciting episode. I have a very exciting unboxing video for you. This is a box that I bought from this website right here, Apimaye.com. And before we get to this very exciting unboxing video, I urge you to go underneath the video you're watching right now, click subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I upload new videos. Now, let's get to it. Like I said, I ordered this from Apimaye.com, and I'll provide you guys with a link in the description where I got this. It costed me $55 and I bought it from their website directly. I went and I checked with their websites. The shipping was super fast. It came in a few days. This is a baseboard for my hive. I wanted to try and see what is the hype about Apimaye, and maybe later if I like their baseboard, which is screened and have mite control and, you know, opening and closing. As you know, the worst thing that can happen to your bees is for them to get infested with varroa mites. Varroa mites get stuck on drones mostly that are coming back from a mating trip or going to a mating trip. And if the bees are not the type of hygienic genetic bees that are resistant to varroa mites, it can get very fast in your hive, and they will start laying their eggs inside the brood boxes, and they cause deformities and death to the brood. Bees that make it alive out while they're infested with the virus that the varroa mites carry, they come out with deformed wings, they can't fly, and eventually they die. And if it gets out of control, you tend to lose your hive because we didn't treat. The acceptable numbers I've heard about 1% to 2%. 2% you have to treat, 1% you have to look closely. They drop to the bottom of the hive, but they cannot climb back up, and they end up getting stuck here. So if you see any mites on your screen board, you know that you have it. 4, 5, 6 mites on the screen board, that means you have to treat. There are different treatment options for mites, but some of them don't work with high temperatures, some of them are chemical, some of them are not. So it depends where you are, the area located, how hot is it. For example, the best treatment I've heard so far is Apivar. And Apivar cannot be used in Texas with this heat. It has to be like under 80 degrees or somewhat in order to put that. So let's get to the unopening of this. As you see, we have this kit. You can interuse any of their products with any wooden products. So my plan is to put my wooden hive on top of this screen board. This way I will have propolis trap, a screen bottom, mite trap. If you can take a look at this, this is the opening. So you already have a mouse guard on automatically as part of it, and you can open it from one side, you can open it from both sides. There are entries for several here, entries are several here, and you can open it and close it as much as you want. If you see, like, for example, that your hive is getting robbed, you can close it down so that the bees can defend themselves, and then after the robbing ends, you can open it back up. In the winter, you can close it down a little bit just to keep an opening. But the most important part is the ventilation, and they are thick and insulated from the inside. If you cut this plastic in the middle, you'll see the insulation inside of it. I'm not fully blown onto the idea of plastic hives yet. A lot of people just use this and they swear by them. The difference in price between a screened bottom board, the regular one that I got with my newer hive, this one is about 20 bucks. So it was worth it to show you guys and use it. This white strip looks like it works like it has to be installed this way somehow. And this looks like it's a landing slide for the guys. This gives them like this sliding slide that they need to come here and then they go into the hive. Yep, it's like this. And so this is the landing slide they need. It's slightly at an angle so they can land here and walk through the entrance. That's one. The positives that made me buy this was, other than the mite control, propolis trap, screen bottom board, very well insulated. You can keep it open in the winter to reduce moisture, because bees can handle cold. They cannot handle moisture with cold. That's what kills the bees at winter. So having it open and screened a little bit in the winter will cause that moisture to come out. And what causes moisture in a hive is the bees form a cluster inside the hive like that to stay warm, and their breath is hot while the outside world outside of the hive is very, very cold. So that causes condensation, and that causes the moisture, and you need to have your hive a little bit open. It's hard to accept the idea that, hey, if you open it, they'll die of the cold. But no, if you open it, that causes the moisture to get out of the hive and not kill them, because water plus cold will kill the bees, not just the cold. So you want your moisture out. So that's one. It is thick enough so it will raise the hive a little bit. As you can see, this is how thick it is. High enough, stabilizing little boards here. One more feature that I wanted to talk to you about is it has a built-in pollen trap. You install that and it causes the bees to go underneath it. And right now you see it, it's installed. This is a pollen trap. You can remove it, of course, if you don't want it. But the way it works is, I don't know if you've seen online people selling pollen in bottles, and bodybuilders like it because of the protein and all the supernatural foods that are available in the pollen of the bees. So it's very healthy to take like a spoonful with your shake in the morning or whatnot. So that's how people do it. They install pollen traps, cause the bee to go in there underneath this plastic and come from here. And those holes are small enough where when the bee tries to come up, and the pollen is usually on their legs in a special pollen sac, the bees try to come up from here, but this is too small for the bee to pass with the pollen sacs attached, and so they fall, and then you can take them out and eat them or sell them or whatnot. I don't plan on using this year because I need all the pollen for them to store and feed their babies with, but eventually I'll have it installed and see how much I can get in a week or two and just use it for myself, and it's good for allergies. So this is one of the features I liked. So it's like every feature of this guy is like another piece that you need to buy on the regular hive. And so like my hive is a screen bottom board, but if you want a cover underneath it to close it in the winter and leave some ventilation up, it's another $5 to $10. If you need varroa mite traps, it's another $10. So you end up paying more than this. How fluid it is, if you want to open it or close it, this is not available in anything else. You can have an entrance reducer with a very small opening, or the big opening, or removed. With this one, you have like from 100% to 0 and anything in between. Prevent throbbing, to open it up more. If they're cold, you close it. If it's like a lot of bees, you open it, etc. So let's take a deeper look inside, the quality of the material and everything else. It's all plastic, but it's very, very durable plastic. This is the trap that I talked to you about. So the bees will come from this side, they're big. And if you haven't seen how bees get pollen, you might want to go to video 3 on my YouTube channel and watch them bringing in pollen, and you can see them in details having the yellow orangey pollen on their legs. They try to pass through here, one of the holes right here, and they drop the pollen on this, and then I can come and get it. So this is the back side of this screen bottom board, and let's take a look at this tray. As you open it, you have 3 pieces: the red piece, this small tray, and the bottom tray. This is used to close the space in the back whenever you're not using the pollen trap. If you want to use it as a fully screened board, you can remove this in the summer or return it in the winter. And as you can see, it's still screened. There's a lot of places where the moisture can leave. But in the summer, you can remove that totally if you want to. If you're not using it with no pollen, there's a lot of space. And so you need this piece. This piece goes right through here to close this area out. Now, if you're using it as a pollen collector and they say that you need to put it just for one day and remove it in the same day because pollen is the food of the brood, so you don't want to steal that much from them, you put the pollen tray collector right here. You close this. Now, you won't be needing this because there's a small hole where this red thingy goes. Here, let me try here. There you go. And that's where the pollen collector goes in from. These line up with these guys. And as you can see, while I placed it inside all the way, it blocked the entry of the bees. So the bees will come from this. If this is available, they have to go underneath it and come through here and leave the pollen underneath. If this is not there, they're just inside the hive. If you're not using this pollen collector, then you have to use this to close it out. So a lot of features in here. Another piece that I didn't mention is right here. This is used for closing the hive up from the bottom in case you transfer it. Okay, now that I have my bottom box on, so this is how it looks like in real life, right? I've installed it on, I aligned it from this side, I aligned it from this side. Let's say I do not want it to move, then I can screw this in. And I can screw this in the wood and it wouldn't move. And if you decide to remove the brood box, then you unscrew it and take it out. And if you want to completely close the hive, you close this, but this will open again. So they got you this solution where you screw this like this here and close it during transfers. And then once you reach your destination, you want to open it back up. So a pretty cool screen bottom board with entrance reducers, screws to nail it down, insulated by default, pollen traps that are installed, mite control on the bottom board if you want it. You could also put your Apivar underneath so that you can put the medicine for varroa mites that I talked about in the beginning of this video, and then they'll drop on that tray you saw, and you can count them and see that they're all dead or not. Thank you very much for watching. Hope this video have been very helpful. Very cool invention. I like it a lot. I can't wait until I install it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, please like it, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, comment, ask me any questions. And of course, no matter what you do, good job, honey. Chris from Texas is out. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Chris from Texas. No matter what you do, good job, honey. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share this video.